This is a recording of a telephone interview with Annie Fox on April 24th, 2009. To start this off, would you like to tell me a little bit about your writing process and, how that goes, how that works for you?
Well, I'm working on a 5-book series now and have been for the last probably year and a half or so. And it's kind of a weird hybrid. It's part fiction and it's part nonfiction. So the process for me involves reaching out to the teens who email me regularly for advice to find out from them what it is on the particular topics that they really want answers to. So I generate my table of contents from the most frequently asked questions within a certain topic. For example, book 2 of the series is called Real Friends versus the Other Kind. So because I have been receiving email from kids from around the world for the past 12 years, I could search through my sent email box for the word friend and go through literally thousands of emails and find out what are the 10 most frequently asked questions about friendship issues. And from there, devise a table of contents.
Okay.
It's kind of scientific in a way, but it's also, I think, unique in that I am almost reverse engineering. I am writing a book that I know will appeal to this age group, in this case 10 to 14-year-olds, because these are the questions they desperately want answers to, because they keep asking them over and over.
Right.
So that's kind of the beginning of the process for me, is finding out what do my readers want to know. The other aspect of it, which is, I think, unique to this particular series, is that I've got a cast of 6 characters. They are all 7th graders. And so taking these most frequently asked questions, it's my creative challenge to come up with scenarios, little tiny 3-act plays, because this is part graphic novel, 3 segments to each chapter, that the characters themselves are acting out or embodying or experiencing these friendship issues in their own lives, in their own fictional world. In that way, I draw the reader into the situation, because there's Jen and Jack and Abby right there on the page in full color, and there they are in their school, and they're having this challenge with friendship. So there's that part of it. So then I create, after I get the frequently asked questions, I create these scenarios that, in fact, dramatize these issues. And then what comes in between is the nonfiction, what I call the Smart Talk Life Skills advice, where I write about the issue in terms that my reader can take in a very non-threatening conversational way. It's definitely not lecture. It's real conversational, as well as action steps. So there's a lot of process in my process when I'm thinking almost like a teacher. If I were doing a workshop about friendship, how would I get the workshop attendees to really think about this issue, what makes a real friend? What are ways that you can successfully talk to your friend if the friendship has gone off in a ditch? In other words, conflict resolution. I also use my vast army, say, of kids who email me regularly to get quotable quotes for the book. The book has the voices of real teens in it. So, for example, one section of quotes has to do with I love my best friend because, and I put out a survey. I'll get great quotes, and they'll say, because she always has my back. She keeps my business private. They come up with really great quotes, and of course they're all anonymous, but they are absolutely authentic. So when the reader has this package of this fictional dramatization, these comic strips, with the voices of the real teens and the quotes, and my quote-unquote expert advice for actually making a difference in your own friendship in the real world, then that really, I think, puts together a really usable tool for them, as well as something that's very entertaining to read. Okay, that's a short answer.
Now, how do you think that writing for teenagers differs from writing for an adult audience? Because I know you've written for both.
I blog for adults, and I write parenting articles for adults. I think that there isn't really a lot of difference for me. I treat my readers with the utmost respect, and I never talk down to my teen readers. So, yeah, I think the only difference is just as a writer to take the point of view of who is going to be reading what you're writing, and to understand their day-to-day reality. Writing for teens, I know enough about what it's like for them to be in middle school. For me, not to make assumptions about what they know or don't know, but to be very aware of, again, what their issues are and what their challenges are for having the kind of relationships they want to have, and feeling good about themselves, their self-esteem issues. And it's not just girls either.
Right.
That need to be approved of by their peers is so stultifying in many ways that they're locked into behaviors that don't often feel very good to them when they look at themselves in the mirror, or they pause to think about it. Why am I doing this? Just to get this person to like me, and they know it's wrong. And I have a lot of compassion for how stuck they feel sometimes, because they literally can't take a step independently sometimes, because they are so invested in having the people around them like them. Now, if I think about that in terms of adults, well, you know what? Sometimes we do the same thing. It's not all that different. I usually attribute more self-awareness to adults in my writing. That may be the only difference. But
Okay.
I think certainly the human emotions, the response to stressful social situations is exactly the same. Maybe I use bigger words when I talk to not all.